we went to Vibrations, and I was like, oh, I heard of the Clash, I heard of the Ramones, the Sex Pistols, and the Dead Boys.
Okay.
So he took 2 home,
Yeah.
and I took 2 home to listen to. He said, you take 2, I'll take 2.
Right.
Let's see what this is all about.
Yeah.
And I listened to the Clash. The Clash is now, my gods.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't get this. I don't understand it.
There was
What
another
is
band,
this?
the Rezillos. And that was because the Cichlids had done a cover of
Someone's Gonna Get Their Head Kicked In.
Tonight,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about other bands
Okay.
other people from other bands.
Done that already.
Did we?
Yeah, how many fucking bands do we know? South Florida, all 15 we've mentioned
Did
already.
we talk about how much we really love to eat? We're the best. My book,
Yeah.
my favorite band
Yeah.
from back then,
Yeah.
is the Eat.
Me too.
Is the Eat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, these guys was great songwriting. Great hooks, great songwriting. Fun as all hell on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
Eddie O'Brien. You got Eddie O'Brien, a guy dressing up like a priest.
Yeah.
That whole
And,
sound is original.
playing- yeah, the
Yeah.
whole sound that they had. It was kind of like, I don't know, what do you call this sound? What was this sound? The sound was,
You can't, there's no name for it.
yeah.
Like, you can't
It was
imitate
band
it.
reactions.
Yeah.
Well, you could say we were influenced by the Ramones,
Clash.
the
Yeah.
Clash, and
Yeah.
whatever. There's been influence of Beatle melodies and stuff like that, but done Ramones,
Right.
done the Clash,
Right.
or whatever like that.
Done in that
Generation
template.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that template.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Out of that mold, or the other bands might have sounded like so and so, influence sounding like so and so.
Yeah.
This one, but they Eat.
Yeah.
They didn't sound like anybody else.
Yeah.
They eat what they eat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was it.
And they didn't give a shit.
They did not give a shit. In fact, what was they played the Agora. I think the story was they
Yeah.
played the Agora. I think Eddie O'Brien spit on the stage.
Yeah.
It was like everyone was spitting. It was punk rock.
Yeah.
But they threw him out. Or
They banned him, yeah.
Yeah, they banned him.
Iggy Pop
It was
didn't
like,
get
hey,
thrown out.
they didn't
Yeah.
give a shit. But
Yeah.
they had the most balls out of everybody.
Yeah.
But the music, we were playing love songs.
Yeah.
Lyrically,
Yeah.
Tony Super was writing,
Every song is...
every song was a love song, or
Right.
it's just, then he wrote other songs,
political
stuff, but social political things,
Right.
I mean, not really political,
Yeah.
His lyrics were like 50s lyrics.
Yeah, and so it was love songs, we were thinking about getting laid.
Yeah.
The Eat guys, I don't think
They didn't even
Brian was
want to get
married.
laid.
I don't think they wanted to get laid.
Chris Scotty couldn't get laid.
I don't think they were looking to get laid. I mean, they got laid, of course, but I
Yeah.
don't think that was their motivation. I think our motivation
Yeah.
was we wanted to get laid.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Without a doubt, they were definitely the most authentic punk rock band in that original music scene. It was the Eat.
What did you guys think of Charlie?
Charlie.
Great opening act.
He's gonna kick your ass for saying that.
He's big now,
He's
Like
the only
Charlie.
one that's still around that's keeping anything
He's
going.
gonna stick his cowboy boot up my ass.
He was part of that whole crew,
Right.
Robert Mascara crew and stuff.
Right.
Charlie Pickett was great, I mean, first of all, no one was doing. There was another one. No one was doing. He was part of the scene.
Yeah, he wasn't a punk rocker, but he was original as hell.
Yeah.
No
He like
one was doing anything like he was doing.
do like roots music.
Yeah, it was
he-
roots with
He
attitude.
stuck to his guns.
But with Sultan and Strohschneider side by side, and
But that came afterwards.
Yeah.
The
You
eggs
know,
were
that
very
came
straightforward.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they, and the thing, of course, that we all remember the most is that the guitars were always a little bit out of tune.
Every way.
And he's it's like people, he was taking it out, bands that did go out,
Yeah.
that got out,
Yeah.
I mean, like bands like Critical Mass got signed, or the Cichlids made a record to put out,
Yeah.
but they did it here.
Yeah.
Charlie getting signed to Twin Tone Records.
Right.
And what's his name? I think it was well, Peter Buck, didn't Peter Buck
Yeah,
produce it?
Yeah, he produced one of his records.
And then, but there was other scenes that I heard of Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie's known all over the country.
He's known, that was the trademark.
Yeah.
And,
But you know, he had the
phenomenal.
courage to get up on
Yeah.
stage with these punk rock bands, and even though he was friends with us and all that, his music wasn't punk rock. I mean,
Yeah,
it was,
It was
He's-
roots music, but
He's still doing the same thing. In a way, it's like cowpunk.
cowpunk,
Well,
exactly.
Yeah, because I think
Exactly.
he created that genre.
Let me tell you.
Charlie picking the eggs.
Yeah.
You know? Then the guy from
R.E.M..
R.E.M..
Oh.
Yeah, he produced
And,
one of Charlie's records. I
The
believe.
number one thing to say about Charlie, he's a great gentleman.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
he's a really
And
nice
you
guy.
can't, you know, that's the ticket.
And
Charlie he's a really gracious guy.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I found that to
Yeah,
be.
and I'm sure you found that out
Yeah.
from interviewing him
Yeah.
and stuff.
He's been a real
Gracious
stand-up
man.
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, totally.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't ask for a nicer interview or a nicer guy
Yeah.
in every way.
And he's Screaming Sneakers. There was another band that was they had different times or whatever. They were 5-piece band.
Mhm.
Eddie Gregg playing with them and Gary Sunshine and
Bud Giamatti.
Bud Gangemi.
Giamatti.
Randy Blitz.
Yeah.
You know, Randy Blitz is a great drummer.
Well,
you
Randy
know?
Blitz has played in every band in so far.
Yeah, you
Randy's
know.
my secret idol.
Randy Blitz has played with a zillion bands and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I saw a band not like I don't know, I guess within the last 10 years.
Right.
That he was in the Boo Cat.
Hepcat Boo Daddies.
Hepcat
He's still-
Boo
yeah, they're still doing
Daddies,
it.
So it was a
Yeah.
3-piece, and
Yeah.
those guys rocked it. I
Yeah.
thought they were really freaking great
Yeah.
because I love that kind of guitar playing.
Yeah.
You know, I
He's a
can't do
solid,
it, so-
solid drummer. You know. He's
Yeah,
As a
Great
drummer, I
great
can tell
drummer.
you he's a
Yeah.
very solid drummer.
and stuff. They were actually really helpful for the reactions, and they recorded one of our songs on their
Okay.
EP.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I Can't Help It,
Yeah.
which was really nice, which gave us a boost, you know,
Yeah.
for certain things,
So
you know,
you-
for ourselves.
yeah.
You know, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
here's another band. They're gonna go ahead and record something that we wrote.
Which is a nice thing to do.
It's a beautiful thing
Yeah.
to do. You know, it's like, okay, so it inspires them to even want to keep going.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It's
so-
flat. It's a
Total
you're
flattery,
It's
yeah,
flattery.
flattery.
Meanwhile, they
Sure.
were just trying to steal your song, but
Really
Screaming
good.
Sneakers were great.
oh, that would have been
Fun
that would have
stuff.
been.
There's so many bands back then that
Yeah.
if they were in New York
I think
and they rose to the top.
Oh, they were
won something.
older, better musicians.
Yeah.
I mean, Randy Blitz blew me away back then. No, he's only slightly better than me.
yeah, that's there's the thing. So
Yeah.
I think if you transplanted all the bands,
Yeah.
I'd say 90%, 80%. Let's
Yeah.
say 80% of those bands.
Yeah.
If you transplanted, had them in New York or
Yeah.
Los Angeles, all of them would have been signed.
Yeah.
Very diplomatic.
Yeah, Joey Ramone played at Sunrise. After he played, he showed up at 27 Birds.
Right.
And we were playing with you guys that night.
Right.
And you guys played after us.
No, we played before you.
When
That was the
recording?
Front's last original lineup
remember the show?
Yeah. How can I not forget the
Oh
show
my
with Joey Ramone
God.
laying in the gutter outside the Blitz? All right. That was the last original lineup show that the Front did, and we played before you guys because Randy wanted to go home. He was done. That was our last, and then you guys played, and I remember Joey
He
Ramone.
came back and played
Needles and Pins.
Yeah, Needles. Oh my God, yes. Even knows Needles and Pins. Of course it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. And I think he was indulging in a little of that.
And that was a. I wish I had a recording of that song.
I wish there was a video of that.
Oh no, with the spin outs and Joey Ramone playing, I had chills.
Yeah, that was
I
cool
was
as hell.
playing that.
He just
That was
walked in the
amazing.
bar and just got up on stage. And
We're hanging. I have pictures. You know, I
Yeah.
have pictures of Joey Ramone with me and the spin outs.
You
At
need
20
to send them to me so I can
At
throw them in the movie.
27 Birds.
Wow.
And we went back in and played Needles and Pins, and my fucking skin was on needles and while
Yeah.
I'm playing, I'm going, I can't
It's cool, huh?
believe this.
Yeah.